Cardinals, here's another favorite book that we know this character, Pete the cat. Pete the cat, I love my white shoes. It says the story is by Eric Litwin, aka Mr. Eric. So Mr. Eric he wrote the story, he's the author, and art by James Dean. So he did the art, so he's the illustrator. Pete the cat was walking down the street in his brand new white shoes. Pete loved his white shoes so much, he sang this song. Can you sing it? I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes. Loving those white shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped in a large pile of strawberries. What color did his shoes turn? There you go. Red. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept on walking along and singing his song, Everything is Cool. Here he goes. I love my red shoes. I love my red shoes. I love my red shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped in a large pile of blueberries. What color did it turn his shoes? Blue. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. Awesome. Let's sing it. I love my blue shoes. I love my blue shoes. I love my blue shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped in a large puddle of mud. What color did it turn his shoes? Brown. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. It says, groovy. I love my brown shoes. I love my brown shoes. I love my brown shoes. Oh no, Pete stepped in a bucket of water. All the brown, all the blue, all the red were washed away. What color were his shoes again? White, but now they were wet. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. There he says, rock and roll. I love my wet shoes. I love my wet shoes. I love my wet shoes. It says squeak, squeak, squeak. The moral of Pete's story is no matter what you step in, keep walking along and singing your song. There's Pete with all his different colored shoes. Because it's all good. The end. I have another Pete the Cat book. This Pete the Cat book is about Pete the Cat and his 4 groovy buttons. The story is by Mr. Eric again. He's the author and the illustrator is still James Dean. They must like working together. Pete the Cat and his 4 groovy buttons. There they are. Pete the Cat put on his favorite shirt with 4 big colorful buttons, colorful round groovy buttons. He loved his buttons so much, he sang this song. There's the number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. My buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. Pop! Oh no! One of the buttons popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 1, 2, 3. And it says here, there's a math equation here that says 4 minus 1 equals 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. Groovy. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept singing his song. My buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. Pop! Oh no! Another button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? I think you know. 2. Another math equation. 3 minus 1 equals 2. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept singing his song. My buttons, my 2 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 2 groovy buttons. Oh, ice cream. Yum. Pop! Oh no! Another button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 1. Here's another math equation. 2 minus 1 equals 1. So 2, take away 1. Left with 1. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept singing his song. My button, my 1 groovy button. My button, my 1 groovy button. Pop! Oh no! Oh, he's going to the beach. The last button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. So 1 take away 1, you're left with none. 0. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. Pete looked down at his buttonless shirt. And what do you think he saw? His belly button. And he kept on singing his song. There's his belly button. It's all good. My button still have my belly button. My button still have my belly button. Pete the cat is a surfer. I guess it simply goes to show that stuff will come and stuff will go. But do we cry? Goodness no. We keep on singing. There are those buttons rolling away. Buttons come and buttons go. The end. Well, I hope you liked those books, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.